very fast.
Oh no!
I need to show you a video of me doing stand-up badly because you showed one last time. And three. About him is an intangible red flag. Is the way he appears, the way he talks, hand gestures.
Do you know what the word intangible means?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go have a piss. Ashley, you're in charge.
I'm in charge. I'm in charge. Bitches.
I went down on a juicy poozy, and
Uh-oh, got a fart in this chair. It's gonna make it reverberate. Hey, wait.
John.
Hey.
Oh no! Oh no! Everybody else, hey! What's going on? I'm just waiting for music. I thought you were getting music. Oh, I thought you were just getting music.
How my penis gets born.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here's a shed.
the ice cream cones came with a little metal packet that is just full of sugar. It's just full of sugar to be poured into the cones.
I got what has the Japanese not gotten a hold of, perfected, and then when everyone was like, "You did it," they went, "And now we'll begin." And you're like, "No, you fixed it. It was fixed. Do not break it." Like, no, we got to break this. We got to break this.
I still have some more questions.
Go ahead.
John Hastings is on. House in London?
Yeah, kept a house in London.
Update, not sugar.
There's no fluid tasting enough to warrant sucking it out of him. Yeah. No, but it was did he do it when he was then in the band when they were the four Bee Gees that brief time before then his heart exploded?
Wow.
I'm not saying anything that didn't happen. That is what happened to him.
I'm a predator.
And it was going awesome. And we even started having drinks at a bar, and we each had girlfriends with us, whatever. We're having a great time until I got comfortable enough to go, hey, we share a birthday,
As someone who's been eternally single.
Go ahead. Is it your fault? Yes. No, sorry.
Stop tweeting after your dates, Ashley. Stop tweeting after your dates.
Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Hello. Oh my, Ashley is the most comfortable woman in the world. Welcome everyone.
I'm wearing a poncho.
Oh my God. Is that a poncho? That's very... Is there an Irish word for poncho?
It's what it is it's a knitted poncho. My mother made this for me when I was really young.
I agree with you. No, what I'm saying is that poncho is, I believe, traditionally, I don't know if it's a Mexican or just a South American word, if I'm totally honest. I always assume that I associate poncho with South America.
Yeah. I think it exists in different cultures.
Also known as the poncho? It's like the hat everywhere?
It just drapes over you. Okay, not the word poncho, no. But, I'm sure coat came from somewhere in particular. So I don't know what I'm saying. I'm wearing a poncho. That's the end of it.
A couple of things I want to cover quickly from Joe Trope. He's not here. I take it back. I take it back as well. Chris is taking the day off because he's at a baseball game for his birthday.
He's at a baseball diamond.
No, he's at a baseball diamond, but more importantly, he's at a game is being played at that baseball diamond by Ashley.
Idea.
What is the team?
Absolutely no idea.
What is the team? An anonymous cheer. Oh my God!
I don't even know the sport.
Bits.
Oh no! Wait, hang on. Sorry, baseball.
What did you just say?
I did not say anything. I'm not
Good
owning that one.
Lord, madam. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen,
Beardy
welcome to a-
Noise is in Australia and is joining us as well. That's where John is.
I am. It's a morning edition of the Untitled Twitch stream.
Mhm.
Let's all let's. It's not going to be like a morning zoo style. It's going to be like one of those really depressing. I don't know if they have these in Ireland, but in Canada specifically, they'll have like the local community station. Sometimes it's Christian, and the morning show will be like Earl, who also does the accounts, and hello and welcome to Worship Radio. Okay, let's get ready to worship. That's what I think. That's the vibe I'm in for. I was fully asleep 16 minutes ago. Fully asleep, like a little kitten surrounded in yarn. There was a chirp noise. They were sawing logs in my head, and then I woke up and went, "Oh my god, you're gonna be out there in 14 minutes!" And it was
I
all
was
part of the.
really banking on you not oversleeping.
I know. I'm not an oversleeper, so I knew I wouldn't.
I
But
didn't
it's one of
think
those.
you were actually.
No, it's just
You're somebody who gets up when they need to get up.
Yeah, it's
not a
the
minute
crushing
earlier, not a minute later. Exactly when you need.
Exactly. Well, it's also I know sometimes, or what it'll be is I've spent the entire night up just thinking about how I have to get up. Do you ever have one of those fun nights?
Yeah, I have them a lot.
Yeah. You want to know when you never have those thoughts, actually, and that's when you're listening to Worship Radio, because God will keep you awake.
Well, I have a dog that keeps me awake.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for those dog photos. Ashley has truly completed her final form. What the fuck is this? Where did that dog come from?
She's on my lap the whole time.
You know how I just got to say this, everyone. You know when you see someone truly become themselves, and I think it's just Ashley's just in the woods with many dogs, and I feel that's just who you should be.
Yeah, there's just no work out here.
I mean, but it feels like those people have to do something. Can't you sell jam by the side of the road? Can your tomatoes?
So actually, some people do sell strawberries at the side of the road.
Of course they do, because
But
Ireland
it feels
is
like
one
it's kind of a side project.
I don't know if it is. Your dog photos brighten my day. Thanks, Ashley.
You're
from
very
Mr. Steve
welcome.
Movie. I saw in the chat. Did you shit yourself yesterday? Because we will stop the presses to get that full story.
Wait,
So we'll,
let me find
I
that
believe it
immediately.
was.
Also, one thing that I did bring up there real quick is we have a birthday command for Chris. He's not here, so let's just surprise him with loads of donations to his coffee page. If you put in !birthday, it'll bring up the link. You can go there, send him a little bit of a pick me up for his birthday. Not that he needs a pick me up. That's the wrong. His birthday is today. Beardy Noise.
Well, technically,
yesterday
Beardy.
for you guys?
Yeah, it's his birthday was yesterday because it's Monday morning here.
In Chris's reality, his birthday is right now.
Yeah. Chris is. I'm done with time zones. By the way, I think that we should everyone should be on the same time because the amount of math.
And Australia can just be at nighttime. At 4 a.m. can be middle of the day for them or something, you know.
Holy shit! Look what we're finding out. It's Baldy's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Baldy! Baldy, it's your birthday right now in Australia. It's very rainy, and
I don't know. Can you guys hear the wind here?
We cannot. But can you say more rural Irish sentences? Like, can you hear the wind? What are you talking about? Can I hear the wind? Like, how badly is the wind?
Yeah, but really, the idea. I mean, if I was to stand up and open the window here, you would be able to hear the wind.
Well, we are on Worship Radio.
Will I stand up and open the window?
We'll head over to our weather person. Let's head over to
I'll have to disturb the dog is the problem.
First part of the wind report involves disturbing dogs. I hate the Worship Radio guy. I already hate him. But no.
Are you listening to him a lot? Like.
No, this was the thing that happened like growing up. This is like a rural Canadian inside joke trope.
I thought this is a thing I have to deal with in Australia thing.
No, this is a thing from my childhood that you would like scan past. What is the Christian radio station in Ottawa?
Oh, I can't remember. I couldn't find that other comment from Steve Mooney, but he made a wonderful butter chicken last weekend, made too much, so saved some in the fridge, took it into work on Tuesday, and I guess that was a bad idea. Oh no. Did it?
Oh.
Okay, Steve. Did it happen in work,
Great question.
or was it later when you got home?
Okay,
I
so
feel
here's
like it
my
happened
question.
in work.
So where's the okay? Let's think through, going through a typical work day, Ashley. Of you wake up, you're at home, all that sort. Although it is COVID, so it's possible Steve works from home.
Well, the suggestion of bringing it into work would suggest otherwise.
Yes. Okay. What place at work would be the worst place to do it? Mine would be in front of the elevators talking to your boss.
I have done it whilst sat next to somebody who was training me.
How quickly did you go like, I just made brownie in my trousers?
I didn't alert them. To this day, they don't know.
What?
I managed to. I was wearing black trousers. It didn't all come out through my trousers. I managed to stand up,
madam,
and go to the bathroom. I don't know if she smelled it. I don't know. If she did, she was very polite about it.
You understand? I don't want to break this to you. That woman spent the rest of the day being like, this fucking
It was
bitch.
a wax salon, so there was a lot of like smelly.
What are you talking about? Okay, back the fuck up. You worked in a wax salon, or did you not take the job?
I worked in a waxing salon for, I want to say, 5 months. And we met when I worked in the waxing salon. I worked there at the exact same time that I was working for both Gilded Balloon and Monkey Brow. I had 3 jobs at one time at one point.
What? And at this waxing salon, okay, hang on. It was we have a lot of questions about this. Okay, first one is it was in work, in an office. The assistant manager just walked out, so I risked a fart, and that was not. Oh, there was nothing more nightmarish in that moment.
I stopped trusting farts a very long time ago.
Couple of other questions. So yeah, this is my question. When you're at the wax salon, were you in charge of shaving any beeves?
No, I was a receptionist.
Okay, what are okay, great. I really find the receptionist job at these kind of places very fascinating. I also knew someone who was a receptionist at a fertility clinic, and there was just very interesting calls.
Oh, that's excellent. Oh, I need to know more about that, please.
She's just a lot of rich people called up about their jizz. Which basically all that happened. My question to you is, what were the weird questions? Like, did people call in and were like, I got a hot date tonight. I need a real bikini.
Yeah, I mean, people did ask if you could have sex afterwards quite a bit. The recommendation is no, because there's a lot of bacteria in sex and there's a lot of heat generated in sex. And generally, anything to do with heat, you should avoid for 24 to 48 hours if you can. Like hot water even, or if you shouldn't go into a sunbed or anything like that, because the heat just irritates all the skin that's already irritated from the wax. Like it will cause all of your pores to just become inflamed, and it can get kind of painful. You can cause a rash, or it's just not good to have any sort of heat. So sex generates heat. It also generates bacteria, which gets into those very open pores. So yeah, we got asked about sex a lot.
Coming in from Baldy 3, there's not always a lot of heat generated in sex. Am I right, fellas? Baldy 3 has nailed it. No one gets waxed the day of a date that could include sex, not unless you're the person that likes a red fanny. Oh,
some people do get waxed. I know.
Go on.
One person.
Is it me?
No, it's not you. Somebody. I once got a wax ahead of a date that I knew I was going to have sex on.
Congratulations.
And I did it like 5 days before. And at the time, a friend of mine was like, that was really clever. I went to see somebody last week and I only got a wax on the day, and it ruined the sex. And I can actually tell you who that was.
Was it me? Was it Joe Jam the Monkey Boy?
No.
I also, by the way, I just am a bit tired and almost on impulse just said the name of someone that you have had relationships with, and I would have really cocked up the day, but would the chat have loved me. Oh, happy birthday, Chris, indeed.
And I can also tell you who it was that this person had sex with.
Oh, phenomenal stuff. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Did you know about that?
I certainly did. I
I
remember
figured
finding out about it because one of the individuals in question. Do you guys have a friend that will just drop hilarious bits of gossip on you? Like, just you're like, wait, what? Like Ashley finding out she worked in a pussy hair removal factory with a bunch of angry. Okay, so wait a minute. It's an open salons.
Sorry,
these
just to address this question, Steve. After a wax, it takes like 4 to 6 weeks to grow back. It's not spiky because you haven't cut the hairs. There we go.
Yeah, they're gone. They are ripped.
They're gone. They are ripped out from under your skin.
Yeah, as someone who once walked in and people were doing like hair waxing on their legs, and then took one of the strips on each one of his arms and just ripped them off to see what it felt like. That hair takes so long to grow back. And also that rip does not feel like a kiss. Like it's one of the many things where it's just like, you experience it and you think, if you were all men, someone would have worked out a painless way to do this. All right. Good luck to you.
Somebody, I heard something the other day. Oh, the reason that women having hairless bodies became popular was because the men's shaving companies
wanted to make more money
and started advertising it towards women.
Fantastic. That's fantastic.
That's the only reason women started removing their body hair. Ridiculous. What? Anyway.
Okay, no. Boomstickery coming in with this nightmare. John, have you heard that during waxing a scrotum can tear open? I have heard that.
That's which only is why the wax therapist is doing a bad job, though.
Well, it's also why I just use hair removal cream on all your sensitive areas, like your bollocks.
I'm sorry. And then hot wax on your asshole is a great feeling. We've covered this in the past.
I just am gonna have to fucking disagree, madam.
It's
just anything hot and wax. That means there's a candle near my asshole, and if there's a candle near my asshole, it better be unlit and going up it.
It's such a good, Anyway, it feels so clean and nice afterwards. Anyway, we're circling back to the story of the two people in the private chat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. One of the individuals involved just dropped that piece of information just casually as we had just left a chance interaction with the other party involved, and then hilariously, the other person told me just randomly when the first person left, just went, "Just so you know," because I have a relationship with that person where I think that they really want they're just a bit more forthright than they necessarily should or need to be, and it's very funny.
That's quite funny.
Does anyone get this in the morning where you just have to blow your nose like 3 times?
Yes.
Is that a thing? This is only happened this week. Or pardon me?
That's a fairly normal thing.
Well, I have to.
Are you sleeping with air conditioning?
Of course.
Then that's why.
All right, great. Also, we got a contender for show title. April 10th, shitting, waxing, and birthdays. Andy Chilled. I've also had a relationship with candles. We all have, Andy. And Baldy 3 referencing the fact that Elliot Steele and Kate Smurthwaite. I do not believe that there was any intercourse, Baldy. They simply made out on the Loft Bar patio, and Kai Humphries took, I think, 4 million photos. There are more photos of that than of the Zapruder film, and they were all deleted off of the internet. And I felt the whole thing because I was just like, it's just two people that find each other attractive. Have fucking at it. That's what I said. Yeah, but other people were like, no, it's so silly. Can you believe that they did that? And I was like, that's ridiculous.
I don't. Loads of people get off all the time. What's so special about that occason?
It was just lads. It was like lads getting overexcited and stuff like that. Okay. It was that whole crew. You know what I mean? Just they all get over. They're all like a bunch of 11-year-olds, and you have to walk in there and take away their Mountain Dew. You've had too much shouting during Temple of Doom. They're watching Indiana Jones.
Oh no! Oh, Baldy was trying to guess at the private chat. Baldy, you're not wrong, but you're not right.
Well. Yeah, that was a.
I mean, you are wrong.
Also, Baldy, I do enjoy. It was a great guess, but it was also one of those very classically hilarious, famous Edinburgh apocryphal tales. Yeah, so funny. Oh my god, it's what I always do enjoy, and one of Elliot's great skills is he has such an amazing ability to kind of like in that situation just be like, yeah, no, actually it's pretty fucking good. Like it's just like he does not fucking bend to the pressure, and I respect it so much. Like it's just like you know, and I think it extends some of the bullying occasionally, but it's so funny because he's just like, let's fucking do this. I completely agree, Boomstickery. But there's a thing with
rather than admit embarrassment.
But there's a thing with dudes that if you get a certain amount of dudes that I think like can't have a snog, if they're like a bunch of dudes are all in a relationship and one friend is single and one friend
they're just all living vicariously.
Exactly, but they don't know how to, so it'll like turn into kind of a mockery. It's so fucking wild.
That's hilarious. That's really funny.
Yes. How are you, Ashley? How is
It's pretty good. It was windy and really cold today. My dog got sick on my quilt.
Which kind? Steve Mooney kind or had too much ipecac?
Hadn't enough of anything. She wouldn't eat yesterday, and so she had an upset tummy, and so I was kind of expecting her to throw up at some point.
I assume your parents are there as well, or if they just left you with, where are they?
I've been with the dogs just by myself for 2 weeks. My parents went to Portugal. Yes, I'm talking about you. I'm sorry.
No, this is fantastic.
My parents went to Portugal. I've literally just been sat here with 3 dogs for 2 weeks by myself.
Oh my God, this makes, and how do you, I feel like you're living your best life.
I'm fine. I could do with some company.
Yeah. There's a certain point where you're just like, believe.
Yeah, I saw one person twice the whole time I've been here. So, you know, it's a little bit COVID lockdown 1 again. But I'm okay. I've had a nice time with the dogs. I've gotten out walking. I was out swimming a bit. So
do you do what I heard someone call this wilderness swimming, which is just going swimming in a lake, but someone called it wilderness swimming, and it made me so angry.
That is anger inducing. I get that. No, I wasn't swimming. If I was going to go swimming in the wild, it would be in the sea. But at the moment, the sea in Ireland is very cold. And then the wind when you come out of the sea is even colder. And
yeah, but don't you psychopaths wear a goddamn wetsuit like a bunch of wackadoos?
I have a wetsuit. I could have worn it, but it's very cold at the moment. And I had access to a swimming pool, so you know.
There you go. Always better.
Always better. I was sort of sneaking into a private pool that my parents are members of, but you know, it's fine. Let
me ask you this. My prevailing memory as a kid going to swimming pools is because I was raised by a single mom. I would go in the ladies' change room as a kid, and there was always just like 3 pregnant women in there. And I always just remember being just like, oh my God, the belly buttons. Someone should warn you. Like that is just a
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I haven't seen or been near a pregnant person in a very long time.
Is that a rule? That sounds
I'm terrified of pregnant people. Not pregnant people. I'm terrified of pregnancy.
That's much better. Being terrified of pregnant people would be one of the funniest fears I've ever. Their bodies are. They look like a snake that's eating a deer.
Yeah. I'm not terrified of pregnant people. I'm terrified of ever being pregnant myself. It freaks me out. Like I literally 5 minutes before this show, I was reading a thing that said about this woman who had to, for 25 years after having her children, had to regularly put her bladder back into position. Like, no. Now, that was doctor negligence, and she got her first female OBGYN, and that female doctor had her in surgery within 2 weeks or something to fix it. But yeah, just...
Her bladder, I didn't think that was movable.
Vagina as well.
Whoa!
No,
tell me about that.
Just don't. I apparently your vagina can fall out after having a baby.
God,
I just know. I don't. No.
What's wrong with me that in my head I'm blaming all of that on a doctor? Like it's one of those weird things where I'm like, I feel like the human body designed. If like we had no doctors for that sort of stuff, like a lot of babies would die because people were just shoving them out without sort of medical intervention. But there wouldn't be like, oh, by the way, your liver is now your feet. You know what? Sorry, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, there's just so much that can happen to you. There was a tweet thing the other day, and a woman had lost her arms and her legs because of sepsis during childbirth.
What news websites are you going to? Like,
This
I feel
is
like
on
you're
Twitter.
No, it's not. Then that's not true. What are you doing? You don't. That's not true. Bring me I want an actual article.
Okay, you know what? I'll find it. I will find.
I want you to, because I want
I'm
the
gonna have to
the sepsis lady to be fake.
It's not fake.
Ashley, could your keyboard be more comedically far away
so
from you for use? That's so fucking unnecessary.
It's so far away.
Yeah. And what you guys can't see is there's 6 dogs on Ashley's lap inexplicably. Just chilling.
I have a name.
A name for what? The dogs? I should hope so. Dog 1.
Oh, there's more than one person that this has happened to.
No, it hasn't. Those people are all fake. Fake people. You know what, Joe?
I hate this. Oh,
Joe,
no.
you might be onto something coming in from Joe
up.
Trope. Starting to think that men might have it a bit easier.
Yeah.
Very possible. Oh, coming in from Baldy 3. If you have sex, your arms and legs will fall off because Jesus. Coming in from Mildred Sees Seashells. Was it Ashley who told us about the chainsaw was invented, or was that a fever dream? Ashley, do you know how the chainsaw was invented?
I don't think that's me.
I think that was a fever dream, Mildred. Also, can we find also, Mildred, how was the chainsaw invented? Coming in from Andy.
That feels like something that was said on this show, actually, but I don't think it was me that said it. That was an episode of QI, apparently.
That's fantastic. The fact that you're mistaking this show for an episode of QI is pretty awesome. Ashley learned. Oh no, that's not the wrong one.
That is
This one.
Cool. Does that mean I'm? Oh God, what's her name?
This one.
Sandy Toxic.
Sandy Toxic? No, I'm Sandy
totally
Toxic.
No.
You're Bill Bailey, and Chris is Alan Davis, but he's one of Alan Davis's shirts. Stephen Mooney, this one time a woman's vagina exploded and her boob strangled her to death. That coming in from Facebook. That joke would have been really good if I was able to get it up when it came up about 4 minutes ago, but instead, so much delay.
There's a woman, Kaylee Ferguson Walker, went from a healthy young woman to a quadruple amputee after she lost her second child and developed sepsis. So the child died too. Lovely.
What did that woman do in a previous life to deserve that epically bad day? How was Wednesday, Karen? Well, as it turns out, we can still use that home office. Unfortunately, typing for me will be a problem for the foreseeable.
Yeah.
Coming in from Beardy Noise, I only saw this start with a friend, and I saw the word ultimate and sex in it, so I haven't read it fully. So let's go through it together. Ashley, a friend of mine described his ultimate sexual fantasy as having sex with a lady who had no arms or legs.
I don't like this story. I don't like this story.
Like a daughter kebab. Oh no!
That's not an okay that is not a fantasy.
No,
that is a psychological issue that you need to get help for.
Well, I mean, as long as it remains a fantasy, that's fine.
No, it's not a fantasy. I can't describe that as a fantasy.
But I mean, not to be this guy, but what is it? Like, I agree, it is a thing you should not do. Also, what's good about dudes? There's no way that guy isn't going to be overtly honest with his intentions. So if he meets someone who is a quadruple amputee, it's totally fine. Like, I guarantee you'd be like, oh, by the way, I have this fantasy, and they'd be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Also, Chatsworth had a hello and a hearty hello. You heard something nice about Chris? So wonderful. Beardy Noise. It's one of the most disturbing sexual confessions I've ever heard, and I worked in the sex toy industry for a decade. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. My dog is not comfortable.
Is it because of the torso fantasy, sexual fantasy?
Yeah, probably. Hang on, let me just see if she wants to go onto the floor. Okay.
Chaz Redhead, happy belated birthday to you, my friend. A happy belated birthday to you. Also, I have not watched Moon Knight on Disney Plus. Is it worth it?
What is it? Is it a Marvel thing?
It is a Marvel thing. Moon Knight is was originally believed Marvel's answer to Batman, but then he became sort of a complex, more interesting Egypt-centric superhero.
Okay.
And apparently, good. Coming in from Kimmers B, it is totally worth it. And Tiger is saying, I don't know yet, but Oscar Isaac is very good. Can I just say this about Oscar Isaac? Yum. Yum, 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 yum.
He wore a skirt recently with a suit.
A skirt or a shirt?
No, skirt.
Go on.
And people were kind of saying it looks like it's a kilt. It's not a kilt. It is a skirt. And he looks fucking class. I'm going to bring this up. Oh, Chris is here. Happy birthday, Chris.
Yeah. He's in between bars. He is post baseball birthday drinking. This could be crazy. Now, Chris, I know what area of town you're in. Can you go to Wide Open? That's probably the best bar in Toronto, ladies and gentlemen. I'm giving it a plug right here. If you're ever in Toronto, Ontario, I believe it's called Wide Open. It's a skateboard dive bar that is one short, narrow hallway. Chris, Wide Open. Go to Wide Open. Chris, if you can hear me, go to Wide Open. Also, all Troggies, descend on Wide Open. Buy Chris booze. Buy Chris booze. Fly there. Fly there.
Yes, go and buy Chris a drink for his birthday. Yeah. There is a birthday link there that Tiger has just shared. Chris does not know I set that up.
Yeah, there it is. Please buy him a coffee. Also, Kimmers B coming in with the classic line, Piss Bets is becoming Pissed Bests.
Oh, he can't hear us. Great.
Good. Good thing.
We are showering you with compliments.
That's too many adjectives. Or is it Chaz Redhead coming in from Poppy2323, some sort of egg being cracked? Thank you, Kirsten. Go to Wide Open, Chris. It's a bar. Go to Wide Open.
Come and sit down.
Chris, it's very good. You will really love the bar Wide Open. You will really love it. He's not going to go there. He's probably going to go to some shit club in Toronto. Because you want to know what they have in Toronto, Ashley?
What do they have in Toronto?
They have a weird combination of pubs and clubs, which makes no fucking sense. My hometown loves them. Loves a club.
Like they're combination.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like imagine it's like welcome to Grace O'Malley's and it's ladies' night and we're playing discotheque.
Yeah, that's odd. You kind of the Clurb.
Oh no.
That's excellent.
Oh, we're having a facial of mangoes done by the Clurb. Oh, I hate calling it. The bar Wide Open. It is my I'm not the biggest boozer, and my love of booze is gone. Which I miss. But I do love certain very organically created divey bars are so hard to find now. And this one is so fucking Wide Open bar. There it is right there. Oh, look at this absolute paradise. I'm bringing up a photo of it. Oh yeah. Clurb sounds like the disease that Clurb sounds like the thing you catch when you have a fantasy about having sex with a armless and legless woman.
That is exactly what it sounds like. Dizzy, what? Oh, she's not happy.
Oh, cute.
What do you want?
Chris has already left, but this is the bar he should go to. He should go to this bar right here. There it is. There it is. Wide Open in Toronto. Look how fun that is. That is the whole bar.
That is how fun. That looks really fun.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I've had so many nights out that were not going well, and you pop there. Music's at the right volume. Oh my God. Is this Oscar Isaac wearing a fucking skirt?
Yeah, let's bring this up. This is Oscar Isaac wearing a skirt, and it's fucking fit is what it is.
I'm gonna say this about yeah.
It's so good.
I got to tell you, this is not the greatest photo of his face. He looks like he has very loose face skin.
It's not the best photo of his face, but you know what his face looks like, and you just appreciate the skirt.
Here's my other question about Oscar Isaacs, and I think I've brought this up a lot. How did he get famous? No one can answer me this. Everyone's like, I think it's just
his race is ambiguous enough that he can play any character from any part of the world.
That is the future, yeah. And the fact that his name is weirdly, because his name is two first names, it's kind of he's bulletproof.
Yes.
Yeah. He can't be playing a Peruvian. Why?
Richard Wright. I don't like it, but I also
Oscar Isaac. Oh, yeah.
He's so fit. He is so attractive. Yes, please.
Okay. What level of rudeness would you abide from him based on his fitness?
See, that's one of those things though where it's like there's going to be a level of tolerance.
I completely agree.
Then there's going to be an absolute no at one point. But if it got further than that, it would start to go into hell yes. Because there's rudeness that's just like a turn off, and then there's like abject, so rude to me that I now want nothing more than to fuck him.
We are very different people. Let's go. So what would be so what is the like, all right, that's something you care about? So what's like a you don't mind situation? Like a banal kind of rudeness. What the fuck was that?
The kind of sorry, I keep checking on the dog. The kind of whatever rudeness would be something like, oh, I can't even think, but maybe he doesn't. Beardy Noise, I think, has nailed it. There's like, you look terrible, and then there's you're a nasty little slut.
Yeah,
that's not even it though, actually, because nasty little slut, that's like very purposely that is overt
slutness.
Talk.
Talk, yes. I know, like it's sort of that thing of like,
you're saying that when you've already established a pattern of abusive sexual conversation. Not abusive, but aggressive is the right word. I mean abusive in the consensual way. But yeah, I like indifference pisses me off. But if it got if it was more than indifference and he was actively like being rude to me, that would I don't know. I can't think of any examples.
Phrase it a different way.
Flustered.
Service staff. You're at a restaurant. He comes over, very rude to the waiter. How do we feel about that?
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either. That's a big.
That's a no.
But what could they do after being rude to the waiter that then you would be like, gush?
It wouldn't be after being rude to the waiter. It would be like if he was much more rude to somebody like really rich or something. It's the power dynamic.
I love it so much that I don't know why, but I felt in my head went, it's going to be a class thing. And like, I knew it'll be like, he's like, by the way, the waiter was English. Oh, then it's great. It's great that he was mocking him. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So as long as he hates the people you hate, it's fantastic. Your honesty is very appreciated. No. I mean, I have newsflash, everyone. Based on the way England's economy is going, it soon will be punching down. Like it's getting so like so crazy. Like England will be much like how England used to be when people would say Spanish Empire. We're gonna all be like that with the English Empire. Oh, Ashley's gone to pick up a dog again. Very good.
I do. She won't sit down on the floor. She will only
say that, but the head confusion indicated to me that you were not prepared to let the dog sit on the floor, and you wanted sweet lamb.
No, she's like she's been walking around the whole time.
Just like not sitting down.
Yeah.
I love it when a dog is stubborn because there's just such a naked like, no, I'm just not going to do that, and you're like, well, what?
Either you're on your lap or nowhere.
So unnecessary. I do want a dog very badly.
I Yeah. I also would like a dog.
Yeah, I also keep thinking about my Japanese friends' cats. I haven't petted them in weeks. I want to pet it. Hey, waiter, where's my food? Hey, Elliot Steele, my accent is more convincing than yours. Sexy, Oscar. Oh, do you really say that someone let Elliot
That's very
know?
funny.
Here's my question about. But also, where is Oscar Isaac from? Is he an Englishman? Is he one of those English boys?
I have no idea. Hang on. I still have his name typed in, so I don't have to type
Here's
in
my
the full
thing, too.
thing.
If you're Mark Ruffalo, you got to be so pissed that Oscar Isaac is around because Oscar Isaac is the new model Mark Ruffalo. Like Mark Ruffalo is he's kind of like, hey, you want to get fingered?
He's American. He's
Is he really?
Yeah.
Gotta tell you, Americans really go one of two
Actually,
ways.
he was born in Guatemala, and his dad is Cuban.
Oh, Trump would hate that. I love it. Would you like to know a crazy fact about the Cuban Missile Crisis that I always think of whenever Cuba's brought up? And it's the most stupid thing. It just shows that the world is on the edge of the way America figured out the Russians were putting missiles in Cuba was they had spy planes going over and they were building football fields instead of baseball diamonds because the Cubans traditionally hate football and love baseball. And they were like, who the fuck plays football? And they're like, the Russians. And then they went and looked and they found boats headed that. And they were like, oh, shit. Yeah.
That's really funny.
I have no idea if that's true.
What a silly way to get caught.
Of course. But this is the thing with human beings is like, whatever. It's always why I never could believe in conspiracy theory where I'm like, you have too much faith in human being. This is, it's a bit, but I realize it's true, which was, someone was like, oh, the government's trying to kill us with the COVID vaccine. And I'm like, well, then they're doing a terrible job because that's supposed to be like a painful, torturous experience. And no one's dying. And it was relatively, I had the flu for 6 hours and I'm fine. Like, what a terrible job they're doing then.
Yeah. If that's what they're trying to do, it's they're doing it badly and we'll let them get away with it.
I don't, it's very interesting. There's a lot of there's no mask. There's no, like, COVID is over in Australia. Everything is.
Really?
Yeah, like it's not. It's like they're not doing it as bad as the UK. They're not at the level of the UK where you can have COVID and be out of your house. Actually, it's COVID.
Right.
Have you not gotten it yet? Or no, you have.
I did. I got it back in February.
Yes, you got it.
I got the whole fire nostril thing, and to be honest, my nostrils still hurt inordinately.
What was the time? Like you got a sinus infection?
No, it just there was just pain up in my nostrils. Like it just kind of hurt to inhale and exhale, and it's like a hot, burny kind of pain. And I still just get that sometimes. Like the top of my nose is just really sore. I didn't get chlamydia in my nose. I mean, maybe I did.
You never know.
You never know.
Imagine going to the doctor and they come back out looking gobsmacked. Like, it's chlamydia and it's in your nose. Like they'd be like, oh, how did that happen?
That would be awful. That would be so bad.
Be one of the worst things ever. I don't know why I'm just now thinking. So you know how I have that giant arm sack of liquid on this elbow?
Yes.
So when that first developed, that was huge.
Yes, I'll never forget the arm sack of liquid.
Of joint fluid?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
It's pretty light this morning, actually. If I move it around.
Oh my god.
Let me just get some joint lube
that moved
to fill my sack, my lube sack, my bursa. Anyway, when that first developed, that was in Australia. And so I had to go to an Australian doctor and he was so unnecessarily laid back. Like I remember he was poking it with a gloveless finger. Like he was just like thumbing it. And I was like, you gonna put gloves on? And he was like, yeah, all right. And then he put on gloves and he's like, yeah, just in your bursa. Now you just have that now. And then I flew back to England, went to like the hospital that did the surgery, and they said the same thing. And I remember just being like, wow, that guy was right. Wow, I would not have thought that guy was right.
That's awful.
The things you learn.
Yeah. There's been a lot of chat online lately about like being a woman going to the doctor and how you get so dismissed so often. And I've had so many things wrong with me where doctors told me I was imagining it until it was proven right. Like,
but was it? Isn't there some case that's happening right now? There's a reason why.
There's a reason this is being spoken about. Yeah, but I think it's sort of just in the zeitgeist as well. There is a reason. I don't actually know what it is. But I assumed that there was something.
It's probably something crazy like women wanting medical care. And you want to know what? I'm against that.
Do you know what it probably is? They're revoking abortion rights somewhere, aren't they?
Oh, America. They're revoking abortion rights in the United States of America. It's
probably something to do with that.
Well, no, they're doing it in an even worse way, actually. What they're doing is they're going to send it back to the states, which means currently in Illinois, where abortion will definitely remain legal, they're setting up call centers with people who know how to describe quickly how to get a woman from Missouri to Illinois so that they can literally just have a medical procedure done on their body that is of their own choice. It is their body. Like, it's just in the end, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And also they're now arresting women for having abortions in other states. It's going to get fucking crazy because in the end, none of this is legal under their laws.
Yeah.
And I'm aware some of you are going to go, well, legally speaking, perhaps the precedent that was used to create Roe versus Wade was a bit problematic because, yes, the popular opinion was headed that way, but they weren't necessarily prepared in a jurisprudence or legislative way. I'm not exactly sure which word is appropriate in that measure. Either way, can we stop undoing things we figured out 30 years ago? We figured this out.
A woman got arrested and has like a $1 million bail for having a miscarriage.
What?
Fucking hell. That's ridiculous. Oh, it's awful. I hate it so much. Do you know how but yeah, I mean, there is just like the thing that I was watching as well. There's a show that's just come onto Netflix called The Pleasure Principle, and it's just about research into women's sexuality and, you know, the fact that a lot of women can't come and stuff like that. And it's just about how there's just medicine on the whole is it's always been that research has been done about men's bodies. Like the default medical research is just about men's bodies. And so there's a lot of women's issues that completely just go unresearched and unknown about. And they just like women's health is so disregarded a lot of the time. And that includes sexual health.
This is strange too. Because I always find, how do I say this? The joke I was trying to go for is a joke about how surgeons are always the least understanding people. So I could totally see how the medical industry could do this, but I couldn't connect it in my head, so it just didn't work. And now I'm just in a rage about the American abortion issue because I find like besides all of the subjugation of women, the assertion over control over their own bodies being done by men. By the way, I can't figure out the reason. Most of these people are Baptist, which was up until, in some cases, the 90s, the Baptist church was pro-choice. So we're just like, what the, fuck yourselves. Yeah. This is all bullshit. Someone fuck Mike Pence in the face. Make sure it's a man because that's what he wants. He wants a boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I had been battling my illness for 9 years when I went to a surgeon and he told me that I had been imagining it and I didn't need surgery.
But to be fair, Ashley, your disease was hubris. just the idea of you sitting there with a surgeon and you're like, Doc, I think I have excess hubris, which is something I so would have. And then he's just like, that's not a thing. You're like, you'll have to remove it.
That would be funny.
What?
I'd love to go back to that surgeon and do that.
I'll do it. I think that I want to create a television show, which is you can never make this because people would be killed.
Yeah.
But it is the contestant just you ask a series of questions, and if you get all the questions right, depending on how many points you get, that's how much of a level of revenge we exert on someone that has wronged you in your life. And that's just the whole TV show.
Oh my god.
And it, like, you know what I mean? It would be so fucking insane. But I get that would be, oh my god, if you were Logan Paul, I could get this made right now because that guy's just that level of socio.
I mean,
that would be a
crazy
TikTok.
TV shows have happened. I'm listening to a podcast at the moment called Harsh Reality, and it's really interesting. It's about this. It's Harsh Reality, the story of Miriam Rivera. Do you know who Miriam Rivera was? So Miriam Rivera was a trans woman who went onto a TV show called There's Something About Miriam. They got 9 men onto this island with Miriam. The island was Ibiza. And they made the men compete to win like a date on a yacht with her or something like that. And it was over the course of a little while. And the whole like thing about her, that there's this guy that wins. They had a huge chemistry, her and the guy, and they really liked each other, and then he wins, and then they're like, congratulations, you've won 10 grand and this trip of a lifetime. And then they're like, but Miriam has something to tell you. It's horrific. The whole purpose of the show was this build up to these men being told that this woman was a trans woman. And it was just like, it's so awkward to listen to the footage.
There's no way they dealt with that in a fine and respectful way.
No.
Like there is.
No. It's honestly, you listen to the whole thing, and the way that they treated the men that they brought onto the island is horrific. And then the way that they treated Miriam as well is just so, so bad. Because with the men, they had them like go through this huge interview process where they asked them things like, how would you feel about your best friend fucking your mom? And how do you describe your sex? Like they purposely went for men who were openly kind of, they were, adventurous with their sexuality.
Yeah,
like, they were still straight men, but they were, up for a laugh, as it were.
They didn't get 8 bashers, so that at the last episode just resulted in one of them like, what? Yeah, no, thank God they at least.
One of them, the guy that was the runner-up, he like flipped out and started breaking up the set and everything. After they cut the camera, he's like smashing plant pots into the pool. He's doing all of this shit. But honestly, it's just that you can kind of see their side of it as well. Like they were so deceived throughout the whole thing, and they were made to go through all these really grueling tasks and stuff. Like they were made to like carry these trolley things around the island or something that were really heavy, and they were just like, it wasn't a fun task, it was torture.
I had a cup of coffee in the reality TV world. Like I was on America's Got Talent for one episode. And the things that they'll do things because they want you to, they need it to be an emotionally interesting story in their heads. So even for me, they made me wait a lot of times, and then they kept asking rapid fire questions about my mom, clearly trying to get me to cry or have emotion.
Wow.
And so I just kept swearing is the trick, by the way. It's just they can't use it.
It becomes unusable, yeah.
Yeah. So I know someone that's an agent, and they'll go and sit at TV tapings, and they'll sit like this so that you can't film them in the audience.
That's so funny.
But it's also just really creepy because I'm like, what do you just don't sit in the audience. Also, is the way I have to blow my nose because it feels like there's 2 corks of mucus in my face.
You do that.
So,
you take care
Ashley,
of your nose.
Come.
At least he's had the decency to turn off his microphone while he goes and blows his nose. But yeah, such a weird concept for a show. Really, really good podcast, though, by the way, if anybody wants to go and check that out. I listened to 2 podcasts this week. The first one was Sweet Bobby, that was recommended to me by Alison Spittle. Amazing podcast. And then I've been listening to this one. I'm not finished it yet, but Harsh Reality. It's being researched and narrated. Narrated, is that what you say for a podcast? by a woman called Trace Lizette, and it's a podcast production company that's trying to highlight trans stories as well, which is really cool. But yeah, it's such a fucked up story. And I haven't got to the end of it, but I do know that Miriam Rivera died. So I'm like, oh, I don't know where this is going. I don't know how she died, but I do know that she died. Yeah. Where do you find your podcast? When I like a podcast, I go into the production company that made that podcast. This one is a Wondery podcast.
Of course it is.
With the company, it's a joint one with Wondery and a company that's doing these trans stories. And I like Wondery podcasts.
Wondery is very good.
They're good.
Cool Zone Media. Have you gotten into any of those?
No, I will get into it though.
So Cool Zone Media, for any of you guys, and I'm so sorry, my obsession with the alt-right continues with strength, but they do a 6-part series on January 6th. And one of the episodes that's so interesting is they go into all of the citizen detectives that have been a part of the investigations, because, and usually that's incredibly frowned upon by law enforcement. This doesn't give anything away, but because January 6th is the most photographed and videoed crime that's ever occurred, they had to use citizen detectives because there aren't enough people on the planet in law enforcement that can use that type of technology to find everyone. So a shitload of people that were assaulting people, assaulting officers, were all discovered and found by these people on Facebook. There's one group that they go into that are like completely anonymous that have brought down like a huge amount of people at this point. Like it's so crazy. Like it's so like we might see hangings.
Apparently some women were using dating apps to catch some of the people who went to January 6th.
No. Like this
class.
Fuck yeah.
I want to use a dating app to solve crime.
Well, there's your show.
So much better. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's a
to
show.
Fuck a Murderer? I could so see you starring in that show.
That would be class. Oh wow.
Okay. So what type of murderer would you go for first? See, I feel like you could really have a couple of nice dates with a nice, like someone who's killed in the name of passion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he lost, like it's like a pansexual former soldier. His fella in his platoon was murdered, and he just lost his mind. Walked out into this. For some reason, I'm saying he's a Ukrainian. He walked towards the Russian troops with nothing but a
Paddy Padman. No, thank you.
Who's the West Cork guy?
We've spoken, I think, before about Ian Bailey and the Sophie Toscan du Plantier murder.
Oh, the guy you went to his table in that weird fucking restaurant?
I don't know. I don't want to do that. I've now gotten very turned off this idea.
I was saying like, oh, my friend Ashley, like there's this guy who's been accused of a murder and he uses the pub as his fucking living room. And they were like, what the fuck? And here's the thing with that story that I again revisit is if some people suspect you of murder, it's an interesting thing of, I think that then you either go, well, like, I'm doing whatever I want. Like, because it's like people think the worst of me anyway. So what the fuck am I going to do? Or what I think you should do is really act innocent, like really up the innocence quotient. You know what I mean? Like, be flying a kite whenever it's appropriate. Nothing to see here. But what are you doing? That dog is just going to want to be back on your lap.
Too hot. She's too hot and she's panting. And I know that she can't be up here, but she does want to stay up here.
Oh, I can hear her sneezing. She's having a little sneeze.
That was her choking.
Why is she choking?
She chokes sometimes. She not choking, but like, I don't know, dog equivalent of coughing. I don't know. Okay, she's gonna go sit down. Please go sit down. She's such a fussy dog.
I'm gonna say this right now. What are you talking about? The dog chokes sometimes.
So she kind of like, if she drinks her water too quickly, she sort of has a little choke and then she's fine.
Evolution is trying to take that dog out and you're preventing it from happening. I also want to say this coming in from Raz 1948.
Oh my god, she's going to sit down. Oh, thank God. Oh, she was getting on my nerves a bit there.
What if during your date with Oscar Isaac, you found out he murdered someone?
Okay, let's discuss that. How did he murder them?
Great question. I also just want to. I only
And who
brought
did
that
he
up
murder?
to quickly show you Beardy's comment, which is Beardy 1948. I'd be like, great, murder my dick, thanks. I would say
I'd probably react similarly.
Oscar Isaac would have been like, it was a crime of passion.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Choke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, though it would just be. But here's the thing. I don't know. I could never like with a murderer. Even if it was like, well, what happened? It was always manslaughter. I'd still be like, yeah, I don't feel like I would always be like, do they feel bad? Do you know what I mean? They would always be back in the back of your head.
I think in a like I could fuck them. I couldn't sleep next to them.
Oh, interesting. You know what I would do to make sure is I would try and angle for the rarest of all plums, which is the one night stand that takes place in the afternoon while everyone is sober. That's what I would go for.
Okay, you generally go for that though.
No, well, I like a nice sober
you like
date.
Afternoon delight.
Who doesn't like a nice little afternoon delight? You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying if you ever to go for that like date one, like to transition from like we're going for a walk in the park to romping in the garden of Eros is that's a hard transition. But if you're about to fuck a murderer,
for me, it's not. Because I'm a legend.
Legit.
Sorry.
Get out and take your knife out. You challenge a murderer to a knife fight, Andy? What are you doing,
I'm not
bro?
doing that. No.
If anything, it's going to be the most tame sex.
No. You imagine being told to tone it down by a murderer in the sack. Like, whoa, a little extreme. You're like, a little extreme. You killed someone.
You killed someone. Yeah, but I didn't get off on it.
Now, here's my question: didn't you? If you're on a date with a soldier, depending on how you define what they've done,
yeah,
I would take that depending on the war. If
you're having depends on the war. It depends what side of the war you're on. It depends on what your ranking was.
Hypothetical for you. Vietnam vet has necklace of ears. Do you still fuck him?
No. No,
Operation
I don't.
Choke Vietnam.
Oh no.
So second question.
Dear.
Yes. You do know that whole ears string thing is real, right? That there was a guy.
I know that's real. They also used to bring back heads.
You know what happened to the guy with the ear necklace? He was mailing that to the Pentagon to let him know that he was still alive, which is the most fucking insane thing. You want to know how happened to that guy?
What?
He was monitored. Supposedly, they've never admitted to this, but was monitored by military intelligence for the rest of his life, and just like worked in a hardware store and raised a family and was a lovely man. And I guarantee his kids were like, he was not lovely. There is no way that guy was a fun dad. Like he was this stream took a weird turn suddenly, so we're bang on trend for how things go here. That's right, Kimmers. Yes. We were an hour late, so none of the paltry first hour easing you on in. We're not being held back by Chris Betts and his attention to scheduling in detail. It's just two agents of chaos here.
It's just come as you are.
Yeah, exactly. And how are we spelling come? That's 1 U, 1 M, no E. Because that would be Kumi. Kume.
I think I'd still pronounce that come.
Even with a U and an E? No, it'd be Cum.
Cum. Yeah, it would be cum.
Hello, I like you to cum.
I hate this conversation.
Well, you don't want to pronounce it cum. I want you to cum.
That's terrible.
Can you cum in my face?
Stop it.
So how much longer are you alone with the dogs?
Until tomorrow. My folks are getting back in tomorrow. They've been living their dream. They're out in a camper van in Portugal in the Algarve. It's great.
That's very
yeah.
Oh my god!
And as I finish that sentence about my parents,
as you are. That's very
April
good.
10th, cum as you are.
Coming in from internet.
Right. Oh, happy birthday, Baldy! We're past midnight. It's Baldy's birthday.
Happy birthday, Baldy! Coming in from lots of struggle not to become monsters when thrown into war. This is a very true thing. It's one of the most, one of the most shocking things I learned about the American military And I was doing this when I was Googling after my bike accident, and I started showing signs of post-traumatic stress disorder from like reliving the accident. And I knew that there was a lack of support for veterans in America based on the amount of homeless veterans. But when the amount of Reddit groups and Facebook groups that are specifically like, here's how you deal with this, like you're like, holy fucking shit. Reddit, and they're literally like, they do not go to the VA. They won't help you. They'll put you on like this, that, and the other. And you're like, holy fucking fuck. Brutal. Yeah. Crazy. Baldy, what are you going to do for your birthday? Anything exciting? Any big, I feel like this time last year, which just shows how different we are a year later, is I feel like, was this just when like the UK, you could make like an appointment to go to a pub for like an hour this time last year? Am I crazy that that's where it was?
Oh, I actually don't even remember when anything was happening at what points, but that's probably right. Yeah.
Insane.
That sounds about right.
It's I just
remember what I was doing this time last year.
I was super stressed out about money because my EDD had just been shut down and I was accused of fraud. Like that had just happened. Yeah. And then slowly stand up opened up the next year. I was doing a lot of performances at the fucking pub appointment started July of 2020. Oh, that's right, because the UK just opened up for that summer. Like just went for it.
They opened up for July and August, and then everything kind of got shut down again in September, I think. Maybe October.
I still say I could do
I was terrible. I was like, I went to a house party in that August.
I mean, I flew across a continent and went to another country in July of 2020.
It was like all of us had not gone anywhere for 2 weeks. Like we had all completely isolated. Somebody's grandparent had died, and we were just like, you know what? This takes a priority. We're getting together. That person was very sad, and we were all like, we've all been isolated. We're just coming together because this person needs us.
I remember,
and it was actually legal at the time.
August or September of 2020 was the first time I took a test. I remember that being because I was going to go see my grandmother, and I was like, oh God, I need to isolate for like 12 to 14 days before I see her. And then my wife at the time went, well, I think we can get tests now. And then I just looked up, and you could I walked into a hospital, and they like swab, and they were all like, thank you for doing this. This is going to help us so much. Yeah. And I watched it literally go from like they were desperate to literally then word got out, and it was impossible to schedule a test. Like you'd wait for hours.
Yes. Eat Out to Help Out was happening.
Which is good.
That wasn't this time. Was that? No, that wasn't this time last year. That was in the summer of 2020, I think. Or no, that was only last year. No, it was I can't remember. That was 2020. Yes, that was 2020 because I was still in Edinburgh. And that was a great few weeks of being able to go out and eat food for half price.
Oh my God,
there was some cocktails. It was great.
So COVID, I think either like COVID did one of two things to a lot of communities and stuff like that. Like with I think England, especially in a post-Brexit England, like COVID was literally the turning the lights on and all the cockroaches can't scurry, so they kind of just stand there, and we're like, well, these are a lot of different problems we'll now have to deal with.
Yeah.
Los Angeles, that COVID time, the biggest thing it has done is a city where it had no outdoor space for eating, even though the weather was always nice. No restaurant ever had a patio. Now all has patios because they were like, wait, we all have these giant parking lots. We just take up 3 spaces and have like 10 new the best.
Excellent.
The best.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And let's talk about this. The amount of first class flights I took in 2020 for no money.
Really?
A flight from New York City to Los Angeles, it was cheaper to fly first class than it was in economy.
Wow.
That's so. I've never flown first. Oh, that's a lie. We got bumped up to first class from. Oh, I want to say from Florida. It was either from Florida to Atlanta or Atlanta to Ireland.
Oh, that's good stuff.
One of those trips.
It
could have been New York to Ireland, actually.
Those are all great first class trips to be upgraded on. Like, why the fuck would you not be up? Like, I remember leaving Australia.
My parents were so stupid; they let us have them.
What?
We got given 2 first class tickets. There was 4 of us, and my parents let us have the first class ticket.
Yeah, because
I don't think they felt comfortable leaving us in economy by ourselves.
I would have made you switch halfway. I would have been like, we're all doing this half and half and half. You kids get the first half, and then we're swapping.
Yeah, that would have been the way to do it, really.
Yeah. There's there's only a fairness to it. But yeah, I know some
people... did do that, to be honest. I think because we were quite young going to America. So the first time we went, we were 8 and 9, and then the second time we were 10 and 11. Like, maybe
I do love that every Irish person I have met, like, no matter, like, they could literally have been raised in a homeless camp, and yet every Irish person has visited the East Coast of America. Like, it is like it's like you're going on your Hajj. Is that the correct word for
it?
On what? The pilgrimage that Muslim people take to Mecca. Is that what it's called? The Hajj? That's what it feels like when Irish people go to America. It's like, this is what we've been promised. So far away.
Hang on. I think the dog needs to go out. Hang on, I'll be back.
Go, Ashley. Oh my God, everybody, look at us. Yes, Hajj, thank God. Here's what you could have won, like the speed bump on Bullseye. God damn. I got to tell you, so before I moved to the UK in 2011 to research comedy, before I went over to England for the first time to try and do stand-up, I Googled British stand-up, and what came up was the Channel 4 or the ITV documentary, The Top 100 Best Stand-Ups. And so I learned about people like Jim Davidson. Oh my God, guys, can we talk about Jim Davidson? Did you guys see that Jim Davidson is doing his own panel show? Wild stuff. And the other thing I learned about was Jim Bowen from Bullseye, which, if you do not know who the hell Jim Bowen is. This guy is the worst, best comedian ever. I could probably make it happen, Baldy, and I never would. Walked by Jim Davidson once in Edinburgh, and he was wearing so much cologne that it was too much, and he was outside.
That was like she's getting ready to shit on the floor moment.
Did you have to take her outside while she was like making that weird dog curl with their ass motion? Where you're like, what are you doing?
She is outside. I'm gonna have to go in like a minute to let her back in.
That's fine.
I just said I'd come up and explain, because that was just no, do not shit on the floor of Dad's office.
That's so funny. How long were you in before you realized it was a bad idea to move here? Brexit is when Brexit was the look through the looking glass moment.
How long after Brexit got voted through did you stay here?
My visa was approved. No. Okay, so Brexit was June. My green card had been applied for. So this is all still the Obama year. So like immigration in America, it's going very quickly. Everything's getting approved, all of that sort of stuff, because I meet all the qualifications. I get first approval. There's 2 portions of approval. I get first approval September of 2016, go to LA for a visit, October of 2016. Trump is elected November of 2016. Within 3 days, my lawyer says, you will be in the UK for at least another year, waiting for this to get sorted out. And I was there. I lived in the UK for another full year and a half after that.
Okay.
Waiting for them to approve my visa. And then I lived on the road for 8 months in 2018. And then I moved to Los Angeles at the end of 2018. By the way, guys, never live on the road. You will get so fucking emotional because you have no home base, and you go a type of weird where you're just
what
like
I'm doing for the next few months.
Actually, no, but parents'
it's only
house doesn't.
until August. It's only
And parents'
until
house doesn't
August.
count, so because that's
My
a
parents'
grounded.
house
Like,
won't be there in June and July.
I understand, but you have it now, so it's like so then you have like June, July. That's only 2 months. That's manageable. Like,
yeah,
leaving
completely
the Edinburgh
manageable.
Festival.
But I did think it was going to be longer than this.
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
Everyone should do it once so you can go, I never need to do that again. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like shitting outside. Do it once so you can say, I prefer a toilet.
I'm going to let the dog in real quick. I'll be back.
Very well.
Sorry.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, Brexit. Brexit was the moment, Mr. Steve Mooner, I was like, I got to get out of this toilet country. It was just all of the vitriol around it, all of the nonsense, all of the clear amount of lying being done by the people that were pushing for it. It just was so fucking infuriating. It was even more infuriating was the amount of my friends being like, it'll work out, it'll work out, it'll work out. And they still haven't been like, you know what, we were wrong about the working out aspect of this because it has not worked out. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? If I'm lying, I'm blind. As if Ashley hasn't shit in an appropriate place. You know, Steve Mooney, I kind of agree with you. When I sort of said that, I was like, yeah, I feel like this is going to get some pushback. I got to tell you, I always miss doing the stream from my house. I always like that. That's my favorite. Because it feels weird that I'm not looking at the things I usually look at when I'm streaming. It doesn't feel like the camera's in the right place. It should be up there. I should be concerned about my green screen. You are indeed not wrong. I agree. At least it was an adventure. That is very true. Nothing will work out. It'll be revolution. I hope so. I feel like we could. I would like to unfurl a standard. You know what I mean? Are you guys getting the fridge hum that I'm also picking up? How is Australia going? It's going really well. The hour that will be in Edinburgh this year, I think is going to be my best one. It's seeming nice and tight. I had an excellent evening last night, post show. Not really being social after the festival or after shows and stuff like that. Like, it's just, I'm kind of trying to make, yeah, you say that. But there was the whole English Civil War and a variety of different things that weren't called revolutions, but definitely are. But there was one
and I caught my finger in between the chair and the desk.
Oh!
And it really fucking hurts.
Yeah.
Okay, the dog is wandering around again.
Is it shitting?
I don't know. It feels like she's looking for somewhere to shit. Did you not go when I put you? I'm stressing now.
Do you want to go? Do you want to go look and see if your dog went for shit outside? Guys, if this dog gets in Ashley's lap and then ends up shitting,
sit here.
Shitting on Ashley, this will be a fucking show highlight. I totally agree. By the way, what would you call it? Balding English Civil War is an incorrect name. Is it because the war wasn't civil? But last night I went on a big stoned walk and listened to a lot of funk music.
Okay,
I think
I will have to come back in a second.
Understood. I think I fixed my show. And what it was if anyone saw me in November, there was a bit in the show that was sort of out of place and I couldn't figure a place for it. But what I always do now, because I've learned, is always write those bits out and have them somewhere so you can reference them when you're in a moment like I was last night, being like, this fucking piece of the show needs a fucking bit right here to make it work. And I was like, God damn. And I remembered that bit and I was like, that'll be perfect for this situation. So I think I fucking fixed the show. Yeah, if you want to go see Lena Moon's show. I do want to go see Lena Moon's show. She hilariously walked by me on a stoop, and I think we both are. I've never met her before, but I know what she looks like because I've watched her streams based off of Baldy and Alex Watson's recommendations. And she walked by me, and I think she's seen some of my streams because we had this moment where we like made eye contact, and she was like, "But like, do you say hello in those moments?" And she just walked by. I also don't think she could place who I was. But yeah, it was very interesting. I haven't seen that much yet. I saw Laura Davis's stand-up comedy show, which is coming to Edinburgh, and you all should go see. It is. I don't know what that accent was. Portuguese, but absolutely fantastic. Are you surviving the sun? Boomstickery. It's the fall here, my friend. It's grey. and rainy. It would be the most UTS of all streams if a dog had shit in Ashley's lap. Like, let's not mince words.
I don't really know what's wrong with her, to be honest. I think she just wants to like properly go to bed now. This is later than I usually stay up with them. But you know when you get that like hot flush of kind of upsetment and embarrassment and pain when you've hurt yourself. I really just had like a moment there after I caught my finger in the chair.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the fucking finger. Do you need a second? I can cover it.
I'm okay. Just then when she wouldn't sit down, I was just like, no, I'm gonna cry.
Do you need to go surgery? I can bring this show home. I can do it.
I am fine now. But you know when you hurt yourself and you just like go into that really childish mode.
It's weird. This is so a fucking thing I would say, which is I've hurt myself so often that I'm just kind of like, all right, well, you just
like
walk
I
it
have
off,
a pretty
baby.
good kind of pain threshold and everything as well. But you know, every now and then you just kind of get yourself, and it just like you just kind of get upset and
yeah, no, I know. You just like I always think of like this again. We're doing this. We're doing the I'm hurt thing. I also think that there's two types of people in the world, which is there's illness people and injury people. I think actually you may be both. But I'm such see, I get that way more when I'm sick. Like when I'm sick, I'm so like, fuck you. I am not sick. And it's like, you're clearly sick. And it's like, oh, everyone just sweats.
Yeah, I haven't really injured myself that much, actually. I've just had horrible illnesses.
The jaw thing is an injury. That's not an illness.
Injury.
Oh, that's an injury.
A medical procedure, though.
That resulted in an injury.
I guess. It was pain over kind of sickness, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's
definitely not. That's definitely an injury. What are you talking about? Yes, it's a procedure, but it's like we broke your spine to get to your pancreas. Like your spine is still broken, and you have to deal with that injury.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, it was fixing. I don't have an injury from it. It was fixing something that wasn't growing properly. So I don't. Well, I still get a bit of stiffness in my jaw. I can't chew gum. I cannot chew gum.
What do you mean you cannot chew gum?
My jaw will like seize up if I chew gum, and sometimes even if I'm just chewing something that's chewier than normal food, my jaw will just get a bit like tense and sore. But yeah, I can't do chewing too much.
That's insane. That is so fucking crazy. So like,
I mean, I have my jaw broken, so
I know, but I'm now thinking like if you see like a really, really tough piece of meat, you're like, well, I'm just out. Like there's no, I'm
not a huge fan of very tough pieces of meat anyway. It's just
That's you? No, that's never been you just
No. I'm very much about lean meat.
Yo, fuck yeah, bro.
Ashley has an out of doing blowjobs.
How is that?
No.
What kind of blowjobs are like this?
That's not really how it works. I can still do blowjobs, and you don't chew on somebody's.
Cameras, I don't want to teach you how to live your life.
You but don't like, chew.
If this is what, let me suck your dick.
I will say, I don't think I'm very good at giving blowjobs.
I mean, it's like, but it's one of those things where there's way too much of a premium put on it in terms of like the actual skill level required for that activity is a bar much lower than anyone is ever going to acknowledge. Like all of this, it's actually all, Andy gets it. It's all about, because you know what a guy really wants? They actually want you to.
Oh, no. It's just. The dog is barking. Gummy BJs are different. No, I don't want to talk about chewing somebody's dick right now. To be
like you're not trying to pierce the skin, but you like. Have you ever had like a piece of fat from a steak just in your mouth? Just a little.
No, just stuff it. No. The skill level is no teeth. I'm always so concerned about my teeth.
Why?
Because
It just can't.
What are
be
you
pleasant.
scraping it? Like, are you doing this?
No, I'm trying not to. Is the thing, but sometimes it's difficult.
I mean, like, listen, how do I say this? I think it's much ado about nothing. You just gotta. It's also the thing of the dude will let you know if anything is errant. Like, they'll be immediately.
I don't think they will.
Hard disagree. We could do an experiment if you like.
No.
We'll hire you. We'll hire 2 sex workers, and we'll pay them extra and be like, listen, madam, we're gonna need you to tooth it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Just see how the guy reacts. And I guarantee he's immediate. I don't like that. Immediate. No. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Am I crazy? I feel like I'm totally. Also, Steve Mooney, can you please put all of these show titles in the in the Discord, because they are.
Also, we haven't had a clip for ages, and I keep like searching through, trying to find little moments I can clip, and it's just driving me insane. So if we say anything especially funny, please clip it.
Yeah, Baldy 3 has literally just made this joke horrendous. And I'm bringing it up for us all so we can kill. I mean, worst case scenario. Oh!
No.
It's like trying not to chew candy. Oh!
Oh, God.
Have you ever had a piece of roast beef stuck in your teeth? That's what I feel like the banjo strings.
Oh, that's nasty. I hate that you said that.
Have you ever been involved in... Have you ever gotten any sex injuries?
I fell off the bed once. I had a big old bruise on the hip. My hips, you're gonna love this. My hips tend to lock sometimes during sex. And that's because I was born in extended breech, so I was born with my legs behind my head. And my spine is slightly misshapen in that your spine is meant to have like a natural S bend, whereas mine is actually just poker straight. And so it kind of affects my pelvic floor. And my hips tend to lock sometimes. And when that happens, it's really awkward because I have to be like, do not move. I know you're inside me, but do not move right now. It's incredibly painful. Baldy.
We have so many things in the chat that are a nightmare. They are as a nightmare in the chat. Andy Chilled coming in with.
I know somebody that happened to.
I spilled blood into my partner's vagina because my pee-pee ripped, filled with blood.
I just dropped the name of somebody that happened to in the chat.
Which chat?
Our private chat.
Oh!
Yeah, not.
No. I think it had. Yeah. Didn't it happen with this person?
Yes, probably.
Oh yeah, an award-winning comedian ripped the banjo string of another
award-winning
comedian. That's fantastic. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's so funny.
I know some. I know that happened to someone at a festival. That's not festive.
Oh no, you're not getting access to any decent medical care at a festival.
Award-winning. It's David Hoare. Which award? I'm not telling you, Baldy 3, because you definitely would figure it out.
You'll get it. You'll figure it out.
If it's Spirit of the Fringe, I'm out.
Oh dear.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Can you hear my dog barking?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
What are they barking about?
She's annoyed that I've left her in the kitchen now.
Well, she's probably shitting in the kitchen.
I don't think she's shitting. I think she's just too hot up here, and she wants me to go to sleep so that she can sleep next to me. That's all she wants right now. She's so spoiled.
What's the big news on the big lion? What is this? Is this something you know about?
So no, John, this is actually something that Chris and I came up with on the shows that you have not been here for. And what it was I was trying to find somewhere to live for the Fringe.
Of course.
And
next to impossible currently.
Next to impossible at the moment. So somebody suggested that I rent a venue and put on a show
of me sleeping on
That's
stage.
so fucking funny. You should totally do that. I'm actually surprised.
Basically, what we did was we came up with this whole idea, and the more we talked about it, the more it became like, oh, this could be a legitimate plan. Was to have this sleep show and sell out the tickets across the month, and it's just a group of comedians in a venue sleeping, and then the money raised from it would be given to homelessness.
They would take it too far too quickly. The problem with involving comedians immediately is someone would be like, well, instead of sleeping, why don't we shit on everyone? And you're like, no, we're having too
But like
much
you
fun.
vet the people that are doing it, and we know we sort of had a big chat about it, and we walked through a lot of the problems with it. We walked through a lot of different ideas and suggestions. That was literally the whole of one of the shows that you missed.
It's so funny. Speaking of Edinburgh Fringe accommodation, which is I'm so worried about it, and at the same time, there's nothing I can do about it. Like I've got people looking, and at the end, it's like they're gonna have to figure this out because we all are gonna need to live there. No one does. I don't know. I know. The two people I know who have sorted their accommodation are literally the two last people I would think would be able to do that, and it's because their accommodation came back, and it's Alfie Brown and Ibo Graham, and the idea that those two ditzes have got this sorted out and the rest of us are fucked is exactly what the post-COVID world should look like. Yeah. PF and AB being able to figure that out, absolute madness.
Yeah, it's really, but yeah, we kind of had designed this whole idea of a show as a protest piece, and yeah,
I'm aware Baldy's about to attack me in the chat, but the simple fact, the amount of Edinburgh citizens who are still, I guarantee when we get there, oh, I hit the fringe bell.
Yeah, it's like,
fuck
oh,
you.
But you're probably making so much money.
So much money.
Out
Go
your bedroom or something.
fuck yourselves. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
We'll just stop dropping all of these taxes on all of you all of the time. I do nothing but give Scotland money. Do you want to know why? Enjoy it. I also saw two Scottish guys. It was the Formula One here over the weekend. And two just big boys from Scotland were enjoying last night. Was getting stoned in a construction area. Lovely stairs in the CBD of Melbourne for a nice sit. Listen to some lovely. I think I was listening to the Hot 86 trumpet band or something like that. And two Scottish guys just walked by, having a pee, and just were literally talking about how the chips in Australia are not as good as the chips in Scotland. And we're talking like a full intense conversation. And I was just like, God bless them. But they were talking, they had such a lovely conversation and vibe, but they were like, they came across so aggressive. And I was like, this is Scotland's true problem. Is everything that they're saying and doing is lovely and appropriate, but it's done in such a intense, aggressive way that you're like, oh, yeah, because I always am like, why is Scotland in everyone's head? They're always shocked with how left-wing and liberal Scotland is, and it's because they have such a right-wing vibe. Like everything is a castle and it's wet and everyone's angry, but they're just like, I'll tell you why I'm angry. It's because I think every worker should be paid appropriately. And it's like, that is not usually what that guy looks like. You know, that's not about immigrants. Like, that, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things.
Was that band that you were listening to called the Hot 8 Brass Band?
It's the Hot 8 Brass Band.
Oh, I love them.
They're fucking brilliant. Their cover of Snoop Dogg's Say My Name is so fucking good. Oh, they're so fucking
good. Their cover of Sexual Healing is great.
I mean, I agree with you. The thing with anyone who covers Marvin Gaye is I just hear it and I go, this is good, but I'd like to listen to because I love that Marvin Gaye might have been the most insane Motown star, and that is such a competition. Like, have you read about Marvin Gaye's life?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you know how Marvin Gaye died, right?
No.
No one in the chat spoil it. No one in the fucking no one in the chat spoil it.
Give me 3 deaths, and I have to guess which one it is.
Okay, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Drug overdose. Wife shot him. Dad shot him.
Oh Christ! Well, definitely one of the people who shot him, because drug overdose is too commonplace.
Go ahead.
His dad or his wife. Did all three happen? I'm gonna say his dad, because
You are
that's
100%
unusual.
correct. His dad shot him.
His dad shot him.
So his dad was a drunk, drug addicted, sex addicted Baptist preacher who wore dresses in the house to menace his family and like had affairs would like have mistresses and be loudly fucking them in front of his, like, so fucking toxic and intense, like so crazy. And to the point, and like Marvin Gaye inherited a lot of that, quit Motown at one point and
How did he write a song called Sexual Healing?
Well, because Marvin was projecting a lot of stuff and he was attempting to use sex to heal his trauma. It did not work. Because Marvin, let me tell you who loves cocaine.
I can tell you that much. I've done that, and it doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Did you try doing
sex does not heal trauma?
No, actually, but here's my question: did you try and do so much cocaine that you quit music and then tried to try out for the Detroit Lions football team?
I gave it a go one night.
Well,
I gave that a go one night. It did.
How did it work out? Did it work? All right, it didn't work out so well for Marvin either. Marvin Gaye made some of the most amazing, soft, beautiful music ever, and was probably like born out of such chaos, which I love. Like, I love that David Crosby. Every David Crosby song is, "It's a sacrament."
It always comes back to David Crosby.
And then he's literally just a junkie. He's addicted to speedballs, which are the things that killed John Belushi. And you know what I mean? Jerry Garcia literally is like, let's do a jazzy number. And he does so much heroin. Getting off heroin kills him, which is unheard of. Like, that's I love.
Mad.
Billy Joel is still a drunk. Everyone else is sobered up. Billy Joel is still partying and then just taking a helicopter to Madison Square Garden. Do you like Billy Joel drank Guns N' Roses under the table in 1992? Do you know how badass you have to be?
Sex doesn't heal. Sometimes it snaps a banjo string.
And now just keep thinking of Scott Agnew because of his show titled "I've Snapped My Banjo String, So We Might As Well Talk" or whatever the fuck it was called.
Oh, I don't remember that. I also don't like that person.
Yeah, he's a real Marmite individual. What was I going to say? Still good to know.
Yeah.
I actually just wrote a bunch of mean things about me in the private chat. She likes to treat me like Marvin Gaye's dad treated Marvin Gaye. Very mean to him. But yeah, and then basically Marvin Gaye got kicked out of his house by his wife because Marvin Gaye wouldn't stop having a bunch of affairs, and he moved back in with his parents. And apparently, depending on whose story you believe, Marvin Gaye's dad was like, I'm a better singer than you, like shit like that. And Marvin was like, no, for the first time. And then he was like, I am. And then Marvin Gaye's dad shot him. That's like, it's the most tragic story.
That's bizarre.
And that they called it the Tragic Kingdom. And that's where No Doubt got their idea for their album title, Tragic Kingdom.
This is how you're going to die, John.
Oh, that would be fucking cool as shit. I would like to request that, by the way. Can you request, like, if I get a terminal illness, I want to be hunted by you and Chris, both dressed as nuns. I get a 1 day's head start, and we each get a budget of $5,000 to make a run for it.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I would use the money to buy a shitty car, some gasoline, and whoo, away we go. Sell the car for food, walk into the desert.
That would be
such a funny thing to do. Is we did some sort of weird,
such a funny thing to do.
A weird streaming race where it's literally how long?
We should do it at Edinburgh next year when we're
not even Edinburgh. I want to do it around the world. Like it starts in London, and you have to get back to London. It's streaming. This would be so intense, but this would be very funny. You have to go.
I don't think we'd be able to do it streaming, just like battery life wise.
No, but like not streaming it, but like once a day we have like a neutral thing. You have to stop
where you are,
and we all get on the stream. You don't reveal where you are, and it's a race to see. You guys are trying to chase me to stop me, and I'm trying to get back to London. If there wasn't,
could,
I mean, so many people are
if there
saying this,
wasn't
but
a
this would,
huge financial aspect to that,
and
it
also
would
there
be
isn't a
really fun to
war
do.
in a portion of Europe that you'd want to like be bolting through. Because if you do it on an airplane, this is the easiest thing to win in the world, which is it's just, well, I just hop a flight to Manchester and then fly right back. You know what I mean? Like that's basically, but that's, how do you do it? How do you do it?
I think you need to be getting from a point A to point B. You can't be leaving one place and going back to the same place. You'd need to be getting from one place to another.
Oh, but what's in an ear like? But okay, and no airplane travel,
and like minimum of 5 different modes of transport. You can't just get one thing.
Oh, and for a certain is it length of time of each mode? Like for a mode to count, everyone.
I don't know. We'd have to really break it down.
Oh, that's very interesting. I think it would also be before you changed.
How great would it be to try and do it like money without money? Like, you know, did you ever hear of that guy that traded a paperclip up to a
iPhone or
something?
Like that?
Yeah, no, like he got like a fucking house or something out of it.
You could totally do it. I already like here would be my first strategy. If you do it with no money, first of all, like I have a couple of advantages travel wise. Like I travel with 2 iPhones because I have to have 2 SIM cards. Take the SIM card out, delete that phone. First thing to go to a pawn shop, boom, sell one of those phones. That's a couple of bucks.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, right there. Like this, listen because I've lived on the road. Like I am a fucking. I can go into as.
We would have to have like a this is what you're allowed to carry with you discussion as well.
I got news for you. I'm still selling some of those things. Like that, the first move.
Yeah, no, that's up to you. But we establish what can and can't be brought in the first place. You're allowed to do whatever you want with that stuff once you leave.
Yeah, still. I think
a 3-way race between us would be. What if we found a point that is equidistant from LA? It's just a middle in the sea, isn't it?
It'd be like a shit island.
Middle of the sea.
But would be an interesting one to do. It would be interesting to do it all in North America, and like it's a thing of you can't get like if you do it, like New York to LA, and you can't use any you have to go through every state that's on like you can do a bunch of things like certain states you can't drive in, certain states you can't fly over. So it's that thing of like if you like literally if you go like because you can look at the route, there's certain states you have to fly over.
Yeah.
If you're in it's like if you go like you can't fly over Nevada, you cannot like you're so fucked coming from New York, I think. Because we would have
to figure some specific thing out, and then it's a 3-way race to get there. Do we have a buddy? I feel weird about going through this by myself.
We could take a buddy. You could take a buddy, but here's the thing: is the buddy is selected for you by the other 2 people.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy. Who would be a funny person to make you do that all with? I already know exactly who it is. The funniest person. By far.
I feel like I know who you're going to say.
I'm going to put it in the private chat before I say it.
Okay. Yeah, I knew exactly who you were going to say.
Can I say who that? Can I say that out loud? Can I say, yeah. I put Ashley with Elliot Steele in a fucking heartbeat because I also
so
I want Elliot involved, but no offense to Elliot. I would totally run that race with Elliot. It would be so fucking fun.
That would be really fun.
I'd get him a pack of cigarettes and I would be like, mate, you know what you're in charge of? You were in charge of just making me relax when I figure out all of the admin. And he'd be like, you got it, bruv. And I'd be like, thank you. The person, okay, yeah. Elliot and you would be very funny. Chris, who would I put Chris with someone who's intensely or
shit out of him.
What?
Somebody would really annoy him.
Of course. I'm trying to figure out someone who's like just so unnecessarily on task.
Do you not on task? Would you not think it would be the opposite? Like somebody who we could be like, you need to fuck him up.
Like as in someone because I would say Chris would be Chris would be trying to be all laissez-faire about it, and I would put him with someone who's like, we gotta win, baby.
Okay, who would that be?
Either that or I'd get Tom Tuck real hammered, and then I'd be like, Tuck, we gotta stay this level of fucked up the whole time. Like I want you at
Yeah.
that like I can't turn the phone off level of Tommy Tuck.
That would be such a parody.
Oh,
Steve Mooney nailed it. Steve Mooney has.
I would watch that.
nailed
That would be
it.
very good.
I would. I mean, we need to video blog most of the journey too.
Yeah. Then I would take. I'll do it with Tuck. I'll do it with Tuck.
No, I get to pick who you're going
Go ahead.
with.
Go ahead.
Okay, who would I put you with? Because you are gonna get stressy about all of the travel.
Mhm.
So I don't want somebody who's going to make you freak out, but it need. Who am I putting you with? I actually. What was okay? It was a straw. Ashley Story could be a fun one to put you with.
Oh, I would fucking
You would-
do it with that.
you would
Ashley Story and
both
I would have
freak
a.
out though at some
Oh,
point.
exactly. It would be amazing, but I
It
guarantee
would
we
be-
we that would ours would be a detriment because first of all, one of us.
No. I just figured out who I'm putting you with. I'm
Who is
putting you
it?
with David Hoare because you're
Again, that
gonna
would be amazing.
freaking out at every
two of us-
point, and he's just going to be writing songs about every
Great.
freak out.
I'd be fine with it. That guy, I find that guy that he's fucking charming, and also I can never get over how tall he is. I think about that. That's one of the things I think about so often. I'm like, it's really worked out for that guy. He's that tall. That's so fun for him because he should.
Oh,
he has
you
no-
would also. I think it would also be fun to watch you do it with Will Duggan.
Again, Will Duggan and I would be the
You
funniest
just like
one.
you just like everyone, but yeah, Will Duggan I think would be quite funny.
Because Will would be like, we need to get a pizza. Will would have some cocktails on a flight and really make things a little unnecessary. Like that's the thing is like Will would think he's helping, and also the problem would be is that if there's an airplane journey involved.
Will Duggan in his dog suit, yes.
Yo, yes, please. Oh my God, how do we make this happen? How do we make this happen?
I think we need to try and make this happen.
So it's a race. I would almost say
Maybe it's like a race to get to the Fringe one year.
Well, we're going to Chris won't participate this year because he's
Not this year, but next year. Maybe we could make this happen for next year.
I want to do it this year. Actually, this would be so funny. A foot race, Brighton Beach to Portobello Beach is how you do it.
Oh, that's quite fun.
Brighton Beach to Portobello Beach, and so you can't. Okay, what I would say is you can't be on any trains. You can't take the train to any station that's on the route.
How about we get Chris to set the rules for you and I to do it this year?
That might not be a bad idea. I guarantee we could get we could definitely get Will to do it with me.
Yeah.
And I guarantee I could bully Elliot into doing it. Like, even if Elliot's show is not ready and he's like, I got to work on it, I'd be like, how about you fucking do this thing for free instead? And then you'd be like, all right, John. Let me say this about Elliot.
First problem is that I'm working up until the day before the Fringe starts in Ireland.
Oh, you think that's crazy? I have to fly back to Los Angeles the week before the Fringe starts because I got a random corporate for like a guy where it was basically like, you don't turn this down. This is important. And I was like, so I got to fly from the UK.
Somewhere halfway along the way to get Will and Elliot to do that fight.
We could also do post-Fringe
on Portobello Beach.
Portobello Beach down to Brighton Beach, starting on the last day of the Fringe, which is a fucking that we're motherfucking the both of us because I guarantee you, Elliot and Will are hungover.
Oh yes.
The three of the four of you, I'm the only one I know that wouldn't get fucked up for this. The other three of you are showing up late with diarrhea. Like you're both. It was too much fun.
It would be really fun to do something like that.
Well, why the fuck? Wait, okay. How do we do it? All right. So Troggies, we will need your help organizing this.
Chris would love to plan this.
Start in London, get to the Fringe with checkpoint. This is not the worst idea. Would have loved to challenge Annika. Who's Annika?
Oh, challenge Annika was like this came up on the show before, and I think Chris mentioned what it was. I don't remember what it was though. It was some sort of show.
I hope so.
Was Challenge Annika the thing that I mentioned, the paperclip trading?
Oh, I remember this. Oh yeah, it's a brilliant. Hosted by Annika Rice.
Mm-hmm.
And she just Oh my god, it returned, but it was
Like
basically she
treasure
just
hunt
did
type
a
of thing. Oh yeah, she would get people to make a hospital or something.
wild. The U.S. version of it was done with noted lawyer Aaron Brockovich.
Ooh.
You remember Aaron Brockovich from the Julia Roberts movie Aaron Brockovich, which that was one of the movies that would not be made today because it was literally marketed under, hey, if you come see this movie, Julia Roberts might be in a bra. And it's like, what? And like, you're wearing a bra? No other shirt? Won't pay $20?
I remember seeing that, but I don't remember anything about it. It was a very sinfully boring movie.
Yeah. The 90s had a lot of shit films for shit people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Mega Hospital, and she did it. It was a wifey in a helicopter.
We need to stop coming up with challenges to do during the Fringe when I'm left alone with one of you.
Yeah, right. What is your job for the
So I'm going to be working on the Spree Festival in Waterford right up until the 31st of July, and then I might have some post festival wrap up stuff to do, but I can do that remotely. So it's a street arts festival, and I'm just working on that festival for June and July. And then I have an interview this coming Thursday for a Fringe job.
Which company?
So the interview is to be a sound operator for Underbelly.
Night Kimmers.
Night Kimmers.
Go work for the Underbelly. To be fair, Challenge Annika was maybe marketed as look at this lady's bum as she runs about. I got news for you. Oh, fuck yeah, Baldy. Bad luck, brother. Tom is not here, but we will turn that on when he comes back. To be fair, Challenge Annika was maybe marketed as look at this lady's bum as she runs about. I mean, yeah. Like television up until when porn became ubiquitous on the internet, about three quarters of the shows were marketed as like, want to come see this lady do some shit? It's pretty fucking cool. Okay, bye. Like that's what it was. Fucking
her
wild
boobs
stuff.
jiggle a bit.
Yeah, oh my god. Baywatch was literally come watch these women run in a swimsuit. Welcome to hell.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. My dog is still barking.
We cannot hear the dog. Do you think the dog's shitting in the kitchen?
You can't hear her, but I can. She's not shitting. She's just barking at me to bring her to bed.
But I've never seen that. This is very cat behavior of like, all right, I'd like to go to bed and I need you to warm me. Fuck you, Tiger, you son of a bitch.
Excellent.
It's Baldy's birthday in it that just got year-round shit cuts. It's Baldy's fucking birthday, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, that's probably what I'm going to be doing in August of this year.
Well, that'll be fun. I'll be doing a Fringe show, and that's about it. I don't know if I'm going to host LNL. I don't know if I'm going to do anything else, but I'll be around. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, doing a festival. It's funny. I was talking to a couple of people here, and I do not feel match fit for the idea of doing Edinburgh in the way where it's just like because I haven't had to like put my head down and just go like you do at that fucking festival. And part of me is like, maybe I don't want to do it that way anymore.
You don't have to.
No, I do not. And maybe I won't because it was untenable and insane.
Yeah.
Good for the old bank account. Terrible for the spirit. Also, guys, as we wrap up, a couple of quick things. One, please throw your stream summaries into the Discord. We're going to do a new Patreon episode soon, so please keep supporting on the Patreon. We really appreciate that. 3, thank you guys for all the support in general. It is super duper appreciated. I think at some point, I may do a Zoom run of my hour show just because you guys have been so supportive throughout the year. Not all of you can make it to Melbourne or Edinburgh where it's being done, and I want you guys to see it, or you can just wait. I will record it as an album probably in the Fringe. You can just wait for that, but let me know what you want to do with all of those things. Ashley, do you have any pressing?
Buy Chris a drink for his birthday if you haven't done already. Buy tickets. Has your
Edinburgh show gone on sale yet?
It is not. The thing I have to do right after this is finalize the blurb and
Right.
get the photos all ready for that. So we can go
Well,
on sale.
go and keep an eye on John's socials for those announcements, and then as soon as they're up, go buy a ticket, and then recommend a friend or an enemy to buy a ticket.
Yes, friend or enemy.
I am I'm going to be in Ireland for a lot of this summer, but I will be in Scotland in just over a week.
When are you going to London? When is your one London gig?
So I have a few gigs in Scotland the week I go back. So the 19th, I'm in Glasgow at the Drygate Comedy Lab, and then the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, I'm at Monkey Barrel that weekend. And then I'll be in London on the 15th at Angel Raw in Camden. That's all the gigs I have lined up, and to be quite honest, there may be no more after them.
What is Angel Raw?
Angel Camden Head, I think.
Yes,
Raw is something that they do. I've never done their gigs before, so that's like their open spot night, I think.
I didn't realize I do love
a
Colin
5-minute
Shots.
spot, so.
I mean, it's a kill room. You'll have a wonderful time. That room fucking rules. You can just this is what you do. This is the audience. You go like this. Yeah, and they're crushed with the headbutting. Almost spilled.
Chris's album is not available yet, but I believe John has had a little sneaky listen.
I have. It's really, really good. It's infuriatingly good because I was literally like on the first weekend of my new hour here at this festival, and I was just like, this is gonna be.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Also weird. Yeah. This is the weird thing that shows COVID is really significantly over. Is for the first time in 3 years. I heard comedians talking about chortle as I was just walking through the Hopelo. I literally was just like, oh my God, the world I have waited so long to hear those words, like just had chortle in, and you're like, oh God, how does we all feel? Oh, I can announce this. I'll be hosting the Fast Fringe Wednesdays and Saturdays at the Edinburgh Fringe. Also, always go see the Fast Fringe. It is a show that they should do so many more of, which is every comedian does 2 minutes, whip fast, 2 or 3 minutes, whip fast, and you just see all these different comedians' shows really, really quickly. Like you see just a little sample. I was
booked on to do something like that at the Reykjavik Fringe, actually, that I never got to go and do.
Because of COVID?
Because of COVID.
I got to tell you, the Reykjavik as a city, probably the most important trip of my life. The reason I stayed living in Europe was going to Iceland and being like, this is what you moved here for, to do these weird adventurous trips. And oh my God,
I was so excited. I got like the Comedy Cellar, an 8 o'clock show and a 9 o'clock show. And I was so excited to do that festival. And I was on their Fast Fringe equivalent show as well, and I was so excited because I just felt like so many people had told me that the comedy there was dark, and they like dark comedy and stuff, so I just had like a vibe that I was going to do well out there, and I never got to go.
So insane. I remember I did a fishing village that 50 people lived in, and 30 people came to the show.
Wow.
And 10 of them didn't speak English. So what would happen is I would say a joke and one of the guys would translate into Icelandic. And
Icelandic is such a fascinating language. That language has not changed since the 6th century. They are still able to read texts in Icelandic from the 6th century. That is, as a historian, that is mind-blowing.
I've also never been more drunk in my entire life. I've never seen a nation that was more into boozing and shagan than the Icelandic
See, I really
people.
would have done well there.
You certainly would have, madam. Everyone does. Oh, it's a great place. Seriously, if you're ever looking for a weird vacation, go. Like, it's so like the weirdest thing about it is they, in this weird way of they looked at the world and the world got culture, and instead of importing it, they went, let's just make our own version of it. So they have like they have some of the best musicians in the world, but it's all Icelandic people doing their version of Irish folk music, American folk music, American rock. Like it's so weird. Like Bjork thinks she's Britney Spears, is what you realize. It's just that like it's filtered through the Icelandic. She's like, well, I want to make something autistic, so I will dress like a goose and I will break the glass. And you're like, oh, Bjork, you're so perfect.
Yeah.
Also, there's less people in Iceland than there are in my hometown, which is insane. And you can see all the cities from the other cities. That's the other thing that blows my mind. I don't know if it's still like that because there's so little light pollution between the cities. If you're stood in Reykjavik, you're like, what's that light over there? And they're like, that's Kópavogur. That's the other city. And you're like,
that's wild.
Mad.
Oh, yeah. I was always a bit gutted I didn't get to go to that.
Well...
Right. Are we wrapping it up, my dear?
I think we are. They do need, there's an app. I saw the app too. They have an app that tells you whether or not someone's your cousin.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's
why
funny. I can understand why it's necessary, but it's also weird.
I also don't want to be rude to Ireland. Could use the same app. I got to tell you. Could use the same app.
Probably.
The amount of people with weird health problems from your island that are clearly because Mummy and Daddy have a bit too much chlorine in the old gene pool. Ashley's frozen.
I did freeze there, didn't I? I'm going to set us up to raid George Fox.
Oh! I assume raid message is happy birthday, Chris Betts. Happy birthday, Chris Betts. And then if you want to throw the link to his coffee in there as well. No, we can't do that. That's mean.
No, don't do that. Just buy him a coffee here. And just say happy birthday, Chris Betts is the raid message. Guys, thanks so much. We're gonna be back next week, and
it'll be very fun. So sorry for Go See John's show, a banal kind of rudeness. That's right. Go see my show. Should I call it a banal kind of rudeness? Guys, I'm so sorry that we were an hour late. It was we couldn't find anyone to cover the first hour, and I just needed to sleep an extra hour because I have to do a solo show tonight. And I love you all for understanding.
Yes, you're so understanding, and we love you all. And good night. And here's an old lady talking about sex.
That's all. Penis into her vagina. That's all. Sexual intercourse. Some people call it having sex. So the man passes the sperm to the woman, and now his sperm is in her. Maybe you're wondering if a mistake could be made when having sexual intercourse.